I'm delighted to welcome you all to the first of our two debates of the 2015 Oxford Summer Academy. And this one, I have to say, I'm very much looking forward to. Tonight the motion under discussion is this House believes that the positive effects of globalisation for both developed and developing countries outweigh the negative effects. I was really intrigued when I was first shown this proposition because it seems to me so delicately balanced. Globalisation in relation to the notion of developing and developed countries. I don't know, perhaps it's the idea that we achieve great economies of scale by sharing technologies and organisational systems that have meant for huge increases in prosperity and comfort in developed countries we're very lucky to live in one here. And that can then rocket forward more traditional cultures in the space of just a few years. I think that change means improvement, and I also think that change threatens stability. Where I grew up in the north of England, our region had developed in the 50 years before my birth. My little town, Doncaster, had gone from being actually a very pleasant rural town set in rolling farmland to an industrial powerhouse. The town that I grew up in was blackened by coal, yet it also offered working people more stable, prosperous lives, with parents able to send their sons and daughters forward to university, which is what I did. In mining communities, they still talk of King Coal. They say King Coal, the monarch everyone serves, because it is in everyone's interest to serve that king. But they also talk about the price of coal, the loss of lives in terrible accidents, the illnesses that blight and shorten the lives of the miners, the limitation of the horizons of those who, through economic necessity, dig underground for a living, away from the daylight, with a very narrow horizon. The price of coal too high to pay, or King Coal to be served for all our days? Negatives to globalisation, or great positives? I don't really know, but I know who's going to persuade us to an answer. I look and I see these two wonderful groups of young people, very, very elegantly turned out tonight. To my left, we have those for the motion, and I give you them in the order they're going to speak. Okay, so to my right, we have those for the motion. And I give you them in the order they're going to speak. So when I say your name, would you stand up for the audience, please? And we're going to begin with Joseph. Joseph, the first speaker tonight. It's Joseph, ladies and gentlemen. Joseph, we needed a bit of encouragement, but Christina. We have a captain, although she assures me she is merely first among equals, and that's Daphne. Dear friend Michael. And an old friend from last year, Thomas. Florian. And last but of course by no means least, Elizabeth. To my left. Tell my daughter does it. You go like that, and your left hand spells an L. That's how you do it. So to my left, those against, and I think the order of speaking is first of all Roxy. Susanna, Susan. Julia? Michelle? I got really excited. Okay, and I've just got to say that I could not have done this at your age. It's absolutely amazing. Terribly brave, and I've heard little bits of the practice and wonderful things you've got to say. Terribly organised. Well done, all of you. The speeches last for 3 minutes, and when there's 1 minute to go, we will hear this noise. Thank you, Harry. And when time is up, we will hear. Okay. Apparently, the speeches can be interrupted, can't they, as well? Okay. They can be interrupted, but only with points of information. We're going to come to Nadeem in a minute, because Nadeem is going to be moderating and controlling all of this. There is more to the evening than the speeches, so let me introduce you to tonight's moderator. Don't get up yet, I'm going to say some nice things about you first. He's the architect of the debate option, advising and guiding the two teams as they shape the arguments they bring before you tonight. He's a teacher of immense experience, and as with Antonio on Monday, he was very kindly joined us tonight. Nice to see you, Antonio, thank you. He's pursued a career educating young people both at A-level and university, here at three prestigious Oxford colleges in the world, I believe, Hertford, Mansfield and St Cross, which is a delightful little place. He achieved his BA first of all in Arabic at that wonderful institution which some of you may remember I mentioned yesterday as we were driving very, very slowly out of London, the School of Oriental and African Studies. So it's a wonderful, wonderful place. Then he came here to Oxford to complete an MPhil in Arabic and philosophy, and finally a DPhil, a doctorate in philosophy of the mind. Please may I introduce Dr. Nadeem.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming tonight, and thank you for the very warm introduction. I hope this is going to be a night of enthralling debate for everybody. I know that both teams have been extremely hard-working. It's a very big topic. I think globalisation, most of you would agree, is, for a lot of people, a very abstract notion. It's not always clear in people's minds what globalisation is. There is a debate about this definition. The teams have been extremely hard at work trying to define the term itself, and then to, in a sense, develop their understanding of the different aspects of the globalisation question. It's a question which is being studied across a number of different subjects here at the university. It's a multidisciplinary term in economics and in politics, and I think you will all agree with me that this topic in particular will be is very rich in content, and it requires a lot of preparation. And having been sort of supervising both teams, I can say that they are perhaps some of the most academic teams that I have come across so far in my experience. So I hope we will all enjoy this. The format is going to be that we are going to have a 15-minute rebuttal after both teams have had a chance to give their speeches, and that will be followed by a session which will open up to the floor, to the audience here, and you will be allowed to ask questions to anyone on any side of the debate. I hope it won't go on too long, but I hope it will be a debate that we will all enjoy. And at the end of the debate, of course, we will take a vote. So I would like you to consider very carefully what you think are the best arguments, because in a sense what you're trying to do is to evaluate what you regard as good arguments or sound arguments or valid arguments, and this is a process that requires a bit of thinking on your part, and then we will we'll ask for a show of hands. We will ask the teams to go away while we consider and cast our votes. And then after that, we will ask the teams to return, and hopefully we will inform them both of the decision. So I hope everybody is bracing themselves for a night of, again, passion and debate. So if I perhaps would like to call the first speaker for the proposition.